Chairman, for his time, and thank you, Secretary Chu, for your time and testimony today. A couple of questions. We heard our colleague from Massachusetts refer to the impact the Strategic Petroleum Reserve had on the price of oil. It did, when that was released, it reduced the price of gas at the pump?
It cause and effect, certainly after the, you're talking about the last...
Yeah, in June of 2011, yes. The price did drop?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And is the President considering releasing, you said it before, he's considering releasing the SPRO right now to respond to gas prices?
As we said, that option remains on the table.
Is the SPRO intended to be used only during times of severe supply disruptions and real emergencies?
It's a little more complicated than that, but that is the primary use. There also are
do those circumstances exist now?
It's let me just finish. Certainly, the primary use is for supply disruption. There's also issues for severe economic disruption.
Due to a severe energy disruption, correct?
Not, well, for example, we released SPRO before when there was a bad hurricane.
Katrina, correct?
Yeah.
Do we have a hurricane that's taken refineries out now?
No, we don't.
Okay, thank you. The President said yesterday that the only solution to high gas prices is decreased demand. Last year, though, together with our allies, 60 million barrels of the world's strategic reserve was released. The price of oil dropped by $4 from $95, and even though it returned to $95 6 days later, supply made a difference. Don't you agree?
I think the supply did make a difference, but...
Thank you. On July 14, 2008, when President Bush lifted the moratorium, the price of oil dropped $9, more than 2 times the drop from the SPRO release last year, and it kept going down even though people knew that the increased supplies would not come online for years. The anticipation of supply made a difference, didn't it?
That is true.
If long-term decreased demand has an effect on price, then don't the basic laws of supply and demand dictate that so will long-term increased supplies?
So I absolutely agree. Long-term.
So if you're going to pursue short-term policies such as using the SPRO for market manipulation, shouldn't you, at a minimum, couple that with long-term supply solutions such as increased production?
Well, as you yourself pointed out, the primary uses of the SPRO are to deal with supply interruptions and other economic emergencies.
So supply, we need a long-term supply solution because you've said that supply matters.
We do. We need a long-term supply solution.
And we need to increase supply at that point. Is that correct?
The world needs a long-term demand solution as well to moderate our demand.
If you increase supply, it will decrease costs. That's what you've admitted to. That's what the SPRO did. Is that correct?
I agree that both supply and demand matter.
Last year, when you drew down from the SPRO, oil prices were $95. You haven't replaced those 30 million barrels, have you?
No, we did.
How do you plan to replace those barrels now that the price of oil is even higher?
There is a plan put forward in our FY13 budget over a period of years to begin to buy back that oil.
So you're buying back that oil but not increasing production. What about the royalty in kind program? Secretary Salazar's office was in charge of.
I'm not intimately aware of that.
You're not familiar with it. Will you meet with Secretary Salazar to reinstate the royalty in kind program so that these barrels of oil can be replaced before you draw down again?
I will certainly get informed of the situation.
Would you please report to us about your conversation with the Department of Interior? Based on what the President said yesterday, this morning, at a press conference, he called phony to try to get down to $2 a gasoline. Is it phony to want to reduce the price of gasoline?
I think the President is very clear, as I've been very clear, we do want the price of gasoline to go down.
And we need to do that by increasing supply, as you've said, by releasing the SPRO or perhaps increasing domestic production.
Well, as the President has pointed out, as many people in this session have pointed out, the supply in the United States supply by itself is not going to, it will affect the world's demand.
Like the release of SPRO.
But it in itself doesn't control it. We certainly...
But supply, you said that increased supply decreases price as exemplified by the SPRO.
But as you well know, the production of U.S. petroleum has increased over the last 8 years, and yet the prices have...
So the SPRO didn't then cause gas prices to go down like you just said it did. We know it did. And you said that supply caused the SPRO to go down.
The SPRO release caused there was a short-term, if you look at the historical record...
Because of a supply infusion into the market?
No, I think
So it wasn't supply?
if you would let me finish. So what happened in this?
Sorry, the gentleman's time's expired. At this time,